Lorraine here. We're at the McPherson Garden. Peg and I volunteer here during the summertime and spring. It's quiet and it's asleep, ready for next spring. But one of the projects we worked on this summer, or last summer rather, were some paths through the woods that are adjacent to the garden. So we created some signs so you can kind of find your way around here. There are some maps on the trail also to help you out, and there are markers on the trees that point in the right direction.
We'll find one and show it to them.
The inspiration for the trails was the fact that the Swift River Garden is just adjacent to our property, and we wanted to make it easy for people to get there. This was the original trail leading over to the school garden. You can sort of see it here. It follows this big dead tree on the left-hand side. So a little break in the trail here. To the left is an easier access to the Swift River, and to the right is a steeper hill access to the Swift River. And we'll just go down the easy access. The Swift River Gardens. Peg is correcting me. She's correct. Swift River Gardens. So after we created the access over to the gardens at Swift River, we did some work on a perimeter path in the woods, and we'll walk down that in a second. You can see that one of the maps that shows you where you are is there on the ground underneath a rock. But just on here, a little bit further, Peg is laughing in the background. She loves my narrations. Is a slope, and just around the corner here is where the Swift River vegetable garden and I guess the perennial garden are there. Yeah. To start the path here, the perimeter path, we tried to stay, well, we did. We stayed within the property markers that separate our property, the McPherson property, if you will, from the school property to the right of us. We're coming up on one of those concrete markers that indicate the separation of property. So to the right is the school property, to the left is McPherson Garden property, and there's one of those little arrows pointing you in which direction to go. And we'll take off in that direction. The path is full of leaves, and it does have a lot of rocks in it. It's pretty rocky out here, so you be careful of your footing as you walk along. See some of the flags that Pat Barry put up indicating the edge of the property again. So it's kind of a triangle, I guess, from that stone concrete marker over to the edge of our property. Off in the distance there you can see a little red flag, and then at that red flag the McPherson property makes a hard left turn. On the trail we're at our left turn, and we'll be taking that, walking along, I guess, the easterly edge of the McPherson Century Garden property. Trail snakes along, weaves around trees. It's relatively easy to follow. Coming into an intersection here, there's a little path off to the left that leads you back up to the garden shed on the garden property, I guess, itself. It just goes up this little hill there, and you can sort of see the garden shed off there in the distance. And then straight ahead, we continue on the perimeter property path. So you can see the orange, I guess, stake out there. That's a property edge marker. So we skirt the edge of the property at least 3 or 4 times along this path. And there's a little sign here indicating that the perimeter path goes left and right, and then over here there's another little sign indicating that there's a path that leads you back up to the garden, kind of a shortcut in case you don't want to do the whole trail. I'm going to continue on the perimeter side. Pardon the shakes. It is rocky and lumpy. All right, here's another one of the property edge markers. We're going to walk up towards the pickleball court area, if you will. A curve that's going to take us back towards the roadway near the garden. You can see some of the rocks that we tried to remove from the trail. Not successful. The rocks are pretty deep. Whoops, pardon the finger. Okay. All right. So we're going to take a turn to the left over here, but you can see the pickleball courts through the trees over there. Give you an idea of where the path is going. And here we go. We're heading westerly now. Done a little curve around the, I guess, farthest reach of the trail, and we're heading back towards the garden now. So we're going a little south, a little west through the path here. See the garden in our car through the trees here now, and then of course there's school off in the distance. You want to go ahead? All right, so Peg's going to go ahead of me now. All right, we're almost at the end now. It's not a very long trail. It takes maybe 10 minutes in total to walk. A couple of those stairs here to get you up. You can see that we're right back where we started. Well, not where, where our car started. We're going to come back out here. This is the beginning of the that path that we found at the bottom there. It was another cut, kind of a shortcut rather than take the whole trail. It just meanders down the hill a little bit towards the right. You can see the shed here, which is also has a little path just to the, I'm going to say east of it, southeast of it, and it's marked over there. So that's it. We're back. Just another short little path, little place to walk. If you need to get out in nature, it's in the woods, protected from the breeze. I'm looking at the garden now. I know the committee has lots of projects planned for next year. We're going to be putting in more beds and trying to plant more plants in the beds that we have already. Looks and feels exciting. Can't wait.